Now, I know that you have done other things as well. Were you involved with MCDHH, or the organization commonly known as the Commission?
Oh, yes. I remember Curt Micka inviting me just to come and observe a commission meeting. It wasn't the executive board, but it was a general commission meeting. So I came, I watched, learned a little bit about what it was, and then Curt asked me to speak in front of the group. So I got up and I talked a little bit about the deafblind community and MDBA, just a few things. And then during the break, I ran up to several people and I told them that I would love to join the commission. And everybody looked at me and said, absolutely, what a great idea. So I had to wait for a little while, and then I was able to apply and was appointed as a member of the commission. Oh my, and I can't remember the year. Oh, I don't remember what year it was, but when I came onto the commission, I was such a novice. I remember Curt and whoever the chairperson was at the time asking me what I wanted to do for deafblind people on the commission, and I had no idea. I wanted to do something for the deafblind community, not necessarily just my organization, and they said, go right ahead, whatever you want to work on. So we set up a committee, and that committee consisted of a bunch of different organizations that work with deafblind people. And what I did at that time, because I wasn't on the MDBA board, was go have the president of MDBA there. And I asked them again and again what they wanted me to work on. And the answer I kept getting was, we don't know, we don't know. Well, I wasn't going to make decisions for them because I wasn't a member of their board. And finally, the commission just said, nail that president down. Get some needs listed from them. So I did. I did a big sit down with them. I was able to get a whole list of things the deafblind community wanted and needed. And then MCDHH could develop proposed legislation and work to find money to support those needs. Oh, and I remember one big thing that happened. One year, the commission went out on a retreat. We went up north for 3 full days. And there were a lot of things on our agenda. One of the things we discussed was whether or not we needed to designate a chair on the commission for a deafblind person. That was my proposal. And they thought the idea was great. And after a lot of discussion, they voted to establish a permanent position on the commission for a deafblind person. I was so excited about that.
So do you remember any issues that you worked on with the commission?
Okay. I think most of the problems related to people just not understanding what deafblind people needed or wanted. We had to do a lot of problem solving. I remember people not understanding why I needed to have a one-on-one interpreter for the meetings. So I had to explain to them about my tunnel vision and so on. And then after that, people were fine with it. I also said that if I left, there might not be a deafblind person ready to come on to the commission. And they said they absolutely didn't want that. They wanted to always have a deafblind person there so that they could understand what the issues were in our community. They needed to maintain their awareness, and they knew it. And I don't know if there's a deafblind person on the commission. I know Jamie Taylor is there, but not as a member, right? I don't know. Maybe Corey, Teka, you know? I'm not sure.
Actually, Jamie is a staff member for the commission.
Oh, okay. So she didn't join as a member, but she's always there at the meetings. Okay, well, that's good.